Hello again, Talk Football Live viewers and followers. I'm here to do a quick review of the Brighton Newcastle game that just finished. And that was a great game. That was a very exciting game. That's the kind of game that you pay for the ticket and you really enjoy the worth of the money you pay for the ticket. Now, quick takeaways from the game. Um, Yes, Brighton play with an identity and they continue to build an identity. On the other hand, I think there's a lot of questions going to Newcastle and asking Newcastle what has changed, what has happened. This is not the Newcastle of last season. The identity Newcastle created last season, uh, I am not seeing them continue to carrying on that identity. And that begs for the question of what is going on with the club, what is going on with Eddie Howe's team. Brighton, on the other side, even when they lost last week, they did show their identity. And if we want to be honest here, I think once you talk about Arsenal, you talk about City playing and holding football, and they like to have the ball. This is another team that you would think of in the EPL that likes to play with the ball. They like to have possession and they like to just dominate with the ball. So Brighton is showing that identity. They play very well from the back. They build from the back. They are not afraid, and the way they play so much like a system, meaning a lot of anyone can just walk into the team and fit in and make the system better. The difference between them and clubs like City is quality because components are better than the other. So in this case, you see them playing as a unit, you see them playing as a system. City does the same thing. But City, because of the spending power and the way how long they've come, they're able to bring in more quality. Brighton, on the other hand, is doing the same thing right now. But we can just see that the difference is just between quality of players. So Newcastle is disappointing. I think most people probably expect a loss for Newcastle, which I did. I just didn't expect a loss of this magnitude. So on number two, Newcastle is here to show that energy. I think that energy is lacking, and the way they played last season, they played as a team. You are not seeing that today. Few gaps that I will call out. Nick Pope, that was saying in this season, is not the same Nick Pope we saw last season. Uh, the midfield, the entire team of Newcastle that we saw last season, everyone was playing for the team. I am seeing some signs of complacency. I'm seeing some signs of lack of energy, and I think that's something Eddie Howe needs to talk about. Maybe we don't give praise to managers that are able to repeat success, but this is where you test whether managers are really up to the task. You go one season, you do very well. How do you do that again and over and over? And I think this is the test for Eddie Howe so that we don't see the Eddie Howe of the days of Bournemouth and we don't go back to those old days. This is where Eddie Howe needs to prove himself. Now, I'm afraid for Newcastle, this is too premature. I'm not saying it, I'm just saying it might look like what happened to Leicester City many seasons when they were up and they did very well and they begin to come down. I hope that's not the case with Newcastle. The season is just starting. This is the fourth game. Champions League is there. Europe is there for Brighton as well. But Brighton has really showed that anyone can come into the system and help, and they can put the loss of last week behind. Newcastle now has 3 losses back to back. This is not a good sign of a team that wants to challenge and be back in the top four. So I see that as a challenge for them. Lastly, for the two teams, I think it's encouraging the soccer, the game, the football that Brighton is playing right now, and I think they should continue to do that. The man of the match who also made the record with Eli Haaland having 2 hat-tricks in a day is the guy called Ferguson. This is the new kid out of the block, and that's the name on everybody's lips right now. If they're going to probably make money from selling another talent, another top club, I guess it might be Ferguson. He had a great game. On the Newcastle team, it was hard to pinpoint a name out of that team other than Callum Wilson that came into the game later. Uh, uh, that was a single effort goal, and he did that by himself. So he did well. He lifted the team. The rest of the team didn't do much, and that's what you see with teams like this. When the two, three main guys don't live up to expectation, it becomes a challenge for the team to give you the kind of performances you're used to. So I think Newcastle would do well with this international break. I think they need the international break more than Brighton or any other team so that they can regain their energy and refocus. Uh, Thank you for watching and listening to the analysis. Please put comments. Maybe I missed something or you disagree with my review. Feel free to comment and like, share, subscribe to Talk Football Live. Thank you for listening to and watching this review. Thank you. Till another time, another game, another review.